What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is a Philly Talk podcast live stream. We got breaking news. The Philadelphia Eagles were looking. We were searching, looking for the right guy. I mean, we went through a laundry list of interviews. Guys like special teamers, Cowboy staff, defensive guys, offensive guys, ex-head coaches. We went through them all. We should have tried to get an interview from Eric Bieniemy, and if that mean we had to wait, I don't know what the Texans were doing. I'm not sure why they pulled the trigger this early, but I got to come out and first say, Nick Sirianni, welcome to Philadelphia. Welcome to the city of brotherly love, a place where if you win, we gonna love and embrace you. And if you lose, there's still gonna be people, depending on how you lose, that love you and embrace you. But I'm not talking about any certain individual. I'm not talking about me, but the average Philly fan. When you lump us all up, we could be a hate or love type relationship with people out there. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Vic 3 channel member, Pats Nation, Dak Prescott, It's Me, Nobody, Big Play, Slay, Danny, Jordan, Philly for Life, Merciless, Kevin, Plethel, Cookie Gang, Alex, Drips, what's going on, Michael, 79 Steve, shout out to everybody. But before we get into some comments, I want to give my take. 39-year-old Nick Sirianni, I like it. I like it for a couple reasons. Does this mean we're going to most likely go with Carson Wentz? Are we still going to have a quarterback competition? What is Nick's take on it? What is going to go on? Are we going to get into all that today? But before we do that, shout out to my guy, Brandon, with the $1. I repeat, $1 super chat. Shout out to you, my guy. Appreciate it 100%. We're going to get to some comments. We're going to get to some stuff. But let me just talk about Nick Sirianni and my point of view. Last year, he was 56% pass, 44% run. So already his scheme and his offensive tendencies are more balanced than what we've seen, which we need because we had Miles Sanders, who almost top 5 in the NFL when it comes to yards per carry. We're going to need that. We won the Super Bowl and we were at our best when we were more balanced. Carson Wentz, everybody. He comes from the Frank Wright tree. Frank Wright learned a lot from Doug Peterson and wherever he went. Remember, Frank Wright was the quarterback coach in San Diego, and he was in San Diego with him. I believe Nick was the wide receiver coach in San Diego. LA. I don't know if it was San Diego. He was with the Chargers. That's all I know. He was with the Chargers, and next thing you know, Frank comes to us. He does what he does. He moves on to Indianapolis and he said, where's my guy, Nick? Where's my guy, Nick? And let me be honest. I want to say this from the rip, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but Frank Wright was the guy who called plays in Indianapolis. I think Nick Sirianni had a 2-minute playbook. He did a lot of that stuff, but it was Frank Wright, but he still knows his scheme, his system, and it's kind of close to what Doug Peterson did. It's different. It's close. Nick Sirianni is going to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand fast. He wants to run short intermediate routes, and then he will hit you over the top, but he's not going to try to kill you deep every time. Hopefully, we can get Jalen Reagor in space, Miles Sanders in space, Quez Watkins in space. That is what I'm looking forward to seeing Nick Sirianni do. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat. I just want to get this out of the way first so anybody who watches on the rerun, they can see it like a video. He's going to get the ball out of his hand quick. That's what he's going to do. And one thing I do like is he also likes the 12-man personnel. So he will do some 11, do some 12. But a guy like Doug Peterson, who ran a lot of 12-man personnel, we're not going to get fully away for that. So what does that say about our second tight end? We know Dallas Goedert's one. Zach Ertz don't look like we can keep him because of the cap. Will we get another guy in here? Will we use a Richard Rodgers or some type like that? I don't know. But again, shout out to the real ones coming in. Papa, Philly Shad, all you guys, Caleb, Danny, Jeffrey, Cameron, Bryant, Brandon. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, we're going to get to that. I just wanted to give my take. So overall, 39-year-old Nick Sirianni, welcome to Philadelphia. Hey, if there's one thing we know about Jeff Lurie and him picking coaches is he took Andy Reid when Andy Reid was just a guy who was just with the Green Bay Packers as a quarterback coach. So Andy Reid now as one of the known commodities, one of the best coaches in the NFL. One thing that Jeff Lurie doesn't do is he doesn't take coaches who were already a head coach. Andy Reid gave him his first head coaching job. That's what we did. Chip Kelly, first-time head coach in the NFL. Doug Peterson, a OC, first-time head coach. So we like to take OCs and quarterback coaches and make them a head coach. We don't like to go after the Mike McCarthy's, the Ron Rivera's, the guys who were head coaches. And who knows how high McDaniels was up on that list, but he dropped. And guess what? Shout out to the Eagles organization for giving one back to Josh McDaniels. Real quick, everybody in the chat, smash the like button. We possibly going to do a call-in show as well, so stay tuned. But listen to this. Check this out. Josh McDaniels was going to take the head coaching job for the Indianapolis Colts. They all set it up. He was dang near hired already. He said, psych. We lost Frank Wright. Now, Frank Wright is smart. He would have got a head coaching job regardless. But we lost Frank Wright because of that. So guess what we did? Come on down, Josh McDaniels. Spend 9 hours with us. Let us make you think you're going to be the head coach. Got him. Got him. Love it. I love it. What goes around comes around. Josh McDaniels played us, and at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles organization gets the last laugh. With all that being said, let's get into some of these comments. Shout out to my guy, Jalen Williams, channel member in the building. Kid said, what's up? Fly Eagles fly. Zay Edis in the building. 3-card Monty said, McDaniels only good at cheating and lying. Facts, but you got to remember, what goes around, come around. Like I said, McDaniels, 9 hours. You're the front runner. He's like, yeah, I'm loving this one. I'm not going to turn this head coaching job down. Psych. Real quick. If you haven't done it, make sure you smash that like button. And also, shout out to the channel members. I will be dropping a channel member video tomorrow during the evening. Pay attention because it's going to be possibly getting you guys, if you guys are available this weekend. If the channel members are available this weekend, I want you guys to come on and talk your talk with me. Jalen Williams says, I only hit the like button if we get a Saturday night BBP. We about to get it. We're going to make something happen. My guy. Shout out to you. Mike, that's all I can donate right now. Sorry. You good, my guy? Chill. I just appreciate you coming through. 100%. Fun One said, we will finally be able to run the ball. Sanders will rush for 1,515 touchdowns. Like the hot take, my guy. Love the hot take. Sorry, Josh, you ain't Philadelphia coach material, but Nick is. Shout out to you. The chick on the ad before the video. Wow. Philly Mike, is this a live call-in show? We might be doing that. I'm going to take some comments and we're going to talk about this for the first, 20, 30 minutes, and then we might turn this into a call-in. So you're saying we Josh. Shout out to my guy, Jay. Heck yeah. We joshed Josh. We joshed him. Straight up. We joshed him. Tommy said, what is BBP? For those who don't know what BBP is, that means you must be very new to the Philly Talk podcast. As you already know, in the off season, me and my two guys, Gate City Sports Channel and Philly Fresh, we go on for a long marathon of just talking Eagles football. The Daily Drip said, let's go. I personally love this hire, just tuning in. How you feel, Mike? I love it. That's what I try to do. I try to give the first 7 minutes. The first 7 to 8 minutes was really me not responding to the comments. It was me only talking about this hire. I was only talking about this hire. I don't want to be on repeat the whole time, but we're going to talk about it. Any news or on a press conference today? Not that I know of. Here's my take on it. Nigel Freak said, yeah. My take is pretty much he learned from Frank Wright. He definitely likes to get the ball out of his quarterback hand fast. He wants to do some short intermediate routes. He likes to build that onto the deep ball. So guys like Jalen Reagor, guys like Quez Watkins, guys like Miles Sanders, who had a great receiving year his rookie year, and then he fell off his sophomore year. He might get the ball in space. Reagor might get the ball in space. So he's going to work on Carson or Jalen, whoever it is, in that aspect. Also, you got to understand he comes from the Frank Wright tree. Frank Wright had a lot of success with Philly and even in Indianapolis. I mean, Phillip Rivers can't make every throw. It is what it is. But, you know, he had 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, had a pretty good year under Frank Wright, knowing that he's going to retire, being up there in age. I like it. Another thing that I do like is that the guy is balanced when it comes to run and pass. 56% pass, 44% run. And I mean, he's a guy who looks like he can get along with the players. But shout out to my guy Joey Shakes. He posted something of a tweet back in 2019 of the offense for the Indianapolis Colts not really looking good, and he just shut it down. He's telling people to let's get to work. Stop playing around. Stop playing around. Shout out to Nikki, channel member in the building. This has upside to improve the offense. Now the question is, will that translate over into the head coach? Into a head coach. Yeah, exactly. Everybody who becomes from a coordinator to a coach got to make that transition, because you're not only, you know, designing the plays, you are responsible for everybody on the roster, and that is including your own coaching staff. One of the areas that Doug Peterson failed was coaching his coaches. He got his players riled up. Sometimes he called good plays. Situational football was a little bit, but he couldn't coach his coaches, and he wanted to keep elevating coaches that he couldn't coach. Jason G said, I don't like this hire. We fired Doug to hire this guy. I hear you. Andy B said, I'm really happy the Eagles didn't hire Josh McDaniels. Eagle Haslana said, I don't know anything about Sirianni. I'll reserve judgment until I see the team in action under this leadership. I do not want to know if he'll hire his own coaches. I do want to know if he'll hire his own coaches. So supposedly, in the process of him getting interviewed, he pretty much promoted who he wants to be on his staff. According to reports, he didn't say names. Well, we don't know names, but he told Lurie and the guys who he wanted on his staff, and they were impressed on the staff that he was able to come up with. So we will see. Zonic says, subscribe to Nitro Freak. Shout out to him. Nitro Freak in the building. Yeah, listen, man. Subscribe to Nitro Freak. He gonna give it to you raw and uncut, whether you like it or not. Vance Maxwell said, I want to say hats off to Drew Brees, the Saints quarterback. I hope he enjoys his life and raises kids to be like him. Shout out to you. J.K. Williams says, Frank Wright will tell Sirianni all about Carson's strengths. Exactly. One thing I do know, that he likes to drop the passer right back. He's not big on play action and rollout. So we'll see where that comes along. Don't forget we get Marquise going back too. This offense might be nasty with the number 1 pick. Shout out to you. I agree. We got to see actually. I don't know what we're going to do with the number 1 pick. Our number 1 pick, if we go wide receiver or not. AJ said, what does this mean for Deuce Staley? I don't know. There's one thing about this. Look, shout out to Deuce Staley for keep rocking with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's just in his blood. Played here, been here since day one. It's sad that he keeps getting passed up for different things. I mean, they're trying to promote him as much as they can, as much as they feel possible, which I don't agree with. You know, at the end of the day, I don't want to lose Deuce, because I think the players really respond to him. Maybe he moves up to OC, maybe not. But at the end of the day, if I'm Deuce Staley, I'm going to start worrying about myself over the Eagles. You know what I mean? So I want him to stay an Eagle. Don't get me wrong. But if the man can get another job in a better position, more power to you, my guy, because it is what it is. But here's one thing I see a lot of Eagle fans saying. I'm going to get to that right before I get to my guy super chat. Shout out to my guy, Jesse James, channel member in the building. Glad we got a head coach. Now we need an OC and a DC. That's what happens. It's a trickle-down effect. We need to get that so we can start talking some draft and off-season moves. Who we going to cut? Who we going to keep? Shout out to my guy, Jesse James, with the $4.99 super chat, my guy. And again, I'm going to try to hit as many comments as I can. They're going pretty fast. I'll try my best. Ian said, just jumping on, saw the head coach pick. Let's go. What's this going to mean for Carson? I'm seeing him going to Indy rumor mill. I dropped a video about Carson going to Indy at 9:30 in the morning prior to this hire. I didn't say he will. I just gave my take on it. I don't know. This makes it look like we're going to try to keep Carson Wentz. And at the end of the day, I think the original idea was to keep Carson Wentz, unless an offer was just like, wow. Got to remember, we got to watch our own butt when it comes to money. But again, for people jumping in here, smash the like button. It's free. It's easy. And if you're new to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. We do live call-ins, live shows, and we do regular podcast episodes. After I ramble on a little bit more and get your comments, I might turn this into a live call-in, so stay tuned. But at the end of the day, this is a coach who should get the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands faster. Important. Should run the ball more. Important. And at the end of the day, Josh McDaniels got Josh McDaniels. We joshed Josh. What goes around comes around. Again, if you're just getting in here and you want to know my full take on it, what I did was the first 8 minutes of this video, we are now going on 16 minutes of this live stream, but the first 8 minutes, I didn't really answer no comments and just talk about the hire. So let me know what you think as well. Trying to see my spot. Victory said there's nothing not to like about Sirianni. No one knows much about him not to like. Exactly. This is the thing. I understand if Philly fans are skeptical. You could be skeptical about this guy because there's a lot of unknown. There's unknown. But there was unknown from Andy Reid. There was unknown from Chip Kelly. There was unknown from Doug Peterson. Remember, Jeff Lurie is a guy who doesn't hire retreaded coaches. Andy Reid's first job was with us. Doug's was with us. Chip was with us. You know what I'm saying? Philly fan D said Chris P. Absolutely. J.K. Williams said, I think Goodwin will be here next year. At least that's how I'm thinking or talking, how it's talking. Carapool said, I think Goodwin stays so we have a vet receiver. That's facts right there. Petty said, we'll probably trade Hurts. We got to see. Willie said, hopefully we get Devontae Smith. I think Nick can coach him well along with Wentz. That's true too. I don't know if Miami's going to allow that because Miami's looking like they're going to be the one to take Devontae Smith, but we will see. However, I do want to say this. Prior to becoming an offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, he was the Chargers wide receiver coach. So let's see what happens. Trey Wentz keep Hurts. Goodwin getting cut? Possibly. What's going on? Papa said, oh, he's talking to Petty. But listen, at the end of the day, I like this. I like the move. Again, there shouldn't be nothing that you don't like. If you don't agree with it, I understand. Here's the reasons why I understand if you don't agree with it. One, with only the Texans being out there, that's the only team that needs a head coach. We could have waited, possibly, if you were 100% an Eric Bieniemy fan. I understand why you're a little mad. If you were 100% an Eric Bieniemy guy, I understand why you're mad, because why not wait? There's only one team that needs a coach. I understand that. But to say this guy is a bad hire, I don't understand that. He's an unknown hire. Could be great, could be horrible, but it's unknown. So I can understand being skeptical. Mr. Anthony said, I like the hire. Jason G said Peterson got hired because the people we wanted wasn't trying to deal with Howie and Lurie. Hey, this could be the same thing. It resulted in a Super Bowl. Genetic Freak said this doesn't mean much until Howie's gone. I hear you. Romeo Ramirez says, wow, our new coach is very young, 39 years old. Philly the podcast said, I'm not mad at the hire. I'm waiting to see the rest of his staff. That's facts. According to reports, he impressed them with the staff. Mike, who is this guy? I never heard of him. Is he good? A. Martin, I don't want to keep repeating myself. We are going to talk more about him, but in the first 7-8 minutes of this video, I really went on. I don't even know that much about him. He's the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, been under Frank Reich for 2 years, knows Frank Reich from being on the Chargers staff, was a wide receiver coach, was an OC. He's a guy who, under his offense, keeps it balanced, runs the ball, throws the ball. He throws the ball 56% of the time, runs the ball 44%. a guy who likes to do 12-man personnel, so it's not going to be too different from what we already have. He gets the ball out of his hands fast, gets the ball out of quarterback's hands fast. He likes to scheme guys open in space. Well, everybody's trying to scheme guys open in space, but he likes to get the ball into guys like Jalen Reagor, Miles Sanders, Quez Watkins' hands. At the end of the day, it's an unknown factor. He's 39 years old. He's young, but we are going to see. We're going to see. But right now, all I can say is welcome to Philadelphia, my guy. Shout out to my main guy, Steven Primetime Joyce 21 with the 5. I repeat, $5 super chat. He just said, what up? Shout out to my guy, Steven Joyce. He's a channel member, big supporter of the Philly Talk podcast. And he did start a YouTube channel. So he does got a YouTube channel. Go ahead and check him out after this video is over. Rome One More, another channel member in the building, said we definitely run the ball more. That's facts. And that's one of the biggest gripes that all Eagle fans had with Doug Peterson throughout the year. Think about this. Miles Sanders was in the top 5 for the majority of the year in yards per carry. That means when you hand the ball to Miles Sanders, every time you do, he gets top 5 yards per carry. Give it to him more. Especially when you got a struggling quarterback, and we all can say, you can love Carson Wentz, you can hate Carson Wentz. He struggled. Yes, the play calling put him in bad positions. Yes, the offensive line wasn't good, but there was times where Carson Wentz struggled just because he struggled, and the run game would have helped, and we refused to use it. Nick said, bruh, what it's not Deuce's fault. Doug demands running back by committee when we have a star. I never said that. Eagles Sixers fan keeping it real said, I'm sure he impressed by answering yes to every question. Oh my God, don't say that. Don't do me like that. I'm curious who his staff will be, hoping Deuce gets a promotion. Me too, my guy. Maybe he'll bring Jonathan Gannon in to be the defensive coordinator. It'll be interesting to see what he does, what his OC will be. Facts. Lemire said, this is not good hire. He was hard to be a puppet. He was hired to be a puppet. Yes, man. We will see. We will see. I'm excited, ready to see what happens. Shout out to my guy, Cole the Bull. Freestyle said, like Jamar Chase over Devontae Smith, my top pick is Micah Parsons. If not, then get a corner. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got $171 in the chat. If you haven't done it already, you know what I'm about to say. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. Smash the like button for your boy and hit the subscribe button for Philly content. We do live call-in shows. We do regular live streams. We do collabs with the best of the best. We do it all, and we also drop podcast episodes. And if you didn't check my video earlier in this morning, I know the new buzz is all around the head coach, Nick Sirianni, and shout out to that. But I dropped a video at 9:30 in the morning, and it was about, with Phillip Rivers retiring, maybe will they try to trade for Carson Wentz? That's what the video is about. I give my take. Go ahead and watch it if you get a chance. Eagles Rule said Adam Gase hired as OC. Is that fact, or is that what you're saying? Because I'm not getting no updates while I'm on here with you guys. Don't be scaring me like that. Or is that just what you think? Philly Full Life said, who here really thinks Chase or Smith will be in the Eagles' radar after all the bad trip picks? No one wants Peterson as a head coach. One offered a OC. Doug is taking his ball and going home. Well, listen, he kind of got fired when everybody already was kind of set with their guys. Not, like Atlanta had their people. Jacksonville had their guy. The Jets really liked their guy. Same with the Chargers and Brandon Staley. So I don't know. I was replying to someone else, my guy. You good, my guy. It's all good. Naya said this guy is too soft for Wentz. It will not have the authority to control Wentz. Watch next year. Wentz will be like Dak. I don't understand that exactly. But Chris Ward said Eagles failed big time. Dude, resume's not nothing. Yes, man, for sure. Joe Brady made more sense if you're going after Chase or Devontae. Let me just say this to you guys. I know a lot of people in here are young, but in 1998, the Eagles hired Andy Reid. In 1998, the Eagles hired Andy Reid. What was Andy Reid prior to being an Eagles head coach? Was Andy Reid a head coach? No. Was Andy Reid an offensive coordinator? No. Andy Reid was the quarterback coach for the Green Bay Packers. Quarterback coach, head coach, success. Chip Kelly was a college coach, and it was success before he got GM power and started trading people away. Doug Peterson was an offensive coordinator who didn't call plays. Success. This organization only gives head coaching jobs to people. 99, my bad, you're right. Wait, Reed was 98 and Donovan McNabb was drafted in 99. Or no, you're right, 99. Anyways, we don't get re-head coaches. But Chris, I do agree. Joe Brady was on my radar. He's very young and very inexperienced. You're talking about a guy who at least bounced around from teams, wide receiver coach, quarterback OC coach. Joe Brady got an assistant job and an OC job. So this dude not a success coach. All I can say is this. He's unknown. At the end of the day, he was the highest prestige he got in coaching thus far prior to the hire was offensive coordinator. The highest Joe Brady got was offensive coordinator. I understand you like Joe Brady. I understand you like his concept in mind. He had a number one ranked offense he wasn't the offensive coordinator for LSU. He was the passing game coordinator / wide receiver coach. Remember that. I agree. That is my one drawback. Listen, you can say you're skeptical about Nick, but how can you say bad hire? We don't know what he can do. You can say, I would have waited to interview Eric Bieniemy. You could say, I'm skeptical, but you can't just look at this guy in the face and be like, you stink. He got his team to the playoffs with an old, retiring quarterback. You can't say he stinks. You could be skeptical. First of all, everybody's allowed their own opinion. Do what you got to do. But to look at this guy and say he's not good is to say, well, how do you know Eric Bieniemy's good? Everybody who comes coordinator to head coaches there's still some type of unknown factor. People have hot offenses with their staff and then go places and fail. Josh McDaniel was a hot offensive coordinator prior to going to the Broncos the first time. He failed in Denver. He went back to the Patriots and was another hot coordinator. So every time he becomes an offensive coordinator, he's hot on the market. But as head coach so far, he only has one sample size, but he wasn't so good. Let's get to some comments. North Philly Mo says Doug was unknown also. Let's give the new coach a chance. My guy, that's all I'm saying. You can say you love him. You can say you're skeptical, but there's no evidence to say he stinks. We're going to find out in a year or two if he stinks, but I understand the frustration of this. There's only one head coaching job left, the Texans. So why not wait to interview Eric Bieniemy? That is the one drawback that I completely agree with you guys. Eminem says, don't argue with hard-headed people. Mike, it's all good at the end of the day. It's much love and respect. We trying to get it out there. That's what Philly do. We all about the culture. But at the end of the day, all I can say is every single offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, Dennis Allen as a defensive coordinator, every single guy who got hired who was a coordinator is an unknown. Andy Reid was an unknown back in 99. Doug Peterson was an unknown. And this guy's an unknown. He's a Joe Dorsey guy. I'm kind of excited about it. Shout out to you, Jeremiah Lee. Mark said, I like the move. Finally, tree of coaching leadership and strategic thinking, unlike Dougie P. Brandon Bates says, those that are complaining, LOI, I think you're complaining just to complain. Chris P said he got results during all his coaching jobs. Facts. Listen, look at the Chargers receivers. Now, they're just gifted. Don't get me wrong, but he was a part of that receiver grow up. I mean, it is what it is. My guy Michael said, dude just wanted a popular name. He's not popular though. Oh, you're saying fans. My bad. My bad. Maddie said, what's supposed to happen to Deuce? That's the question. Listen, shout out to Deuce. I'm going to say this one more time. If I want Deuce to stay an Eagle because I love how he is respected by the players and people love him. But if I'm Deuce, I'm calling people like, hey, yo, you got an OC job over here? You got an OC job over here? I mean, if he can get another job, by all means, do what you got to do. I understand as a man, but I would love him to be back on the staff. Simple and plain. Kara said everyone should be happy how he didn't get what he wanted. It's a step in the right direction. Hey, yeah, hold up. Wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. Listen, the reports, and again, reports are just reports. But Howie, listen, supposedly Josh McDaniels with that 9-hour interview, he got Howie on board. He got a lot of people, President, Joe, he got a lot of people on board. Lurie wasn't on board. So Howie Roseman was trying to convince Lurie, Josh McDaniels the guy. And then he said, Josh got joshed at the end of the day. Big Bird says, why would Bieniemy even want to come here? Listen, at the end of the day, eventually you want to go from OC to head coach. Listen, the Eagles' destination it's not that enticing. But sometimes we do have our problems. Howie Roseman still at the top. Quarterback controversy. Can Carson Wentz go here? Is he going to go here? How long do you have? The fans are wild. But at the end of the day, you still got to further your coaching experience. You got to take it. Maybe Eric Bieniemy wants to wait for a better job, a better opportunity. But hey, he be the guy who fixed Carson Wentz. That's legendary. Dominic said, what's up? Philly Leo said, how's it going? How is going to fix the whole team? Chris said, nah, he wasn't there when Chargers drafted Mike Williams, left a year before. I'm saying Keenan Allen was good over there, though, while he was there. Trey White said, we don't have time for this. If we think we can still get to the Super Bowl, I don't think this is a healthy, no matter who we pick next year, is going to be hard to watch again. Listen, broke. Offensive line, we got to stay healthy first and foremost. We're broke. We got to let people go. We have to see if our quarterback can get it done. I don't know why people think we were just going to contend for the Super Bowl next year. Here's the thing. In football, you could rebuild your team in a long time, like the Bills did prior to being good, the Raiders, the Browns, but you also can do a quick turnaround. You could turn your team around from 4 wins to a pretty solid team in 2 years, depending on what your core is. The core we got can still be presentable if healthy. The defensive core is the problem. The offensive core, Dallas Goedert, pieces on the offensive line, Jalen Reagor, and possibly the new wide receiver we draft first if we do, unless we go linebacker or corner. We still got cornerstone pieces, and Carson Wentz could be one if he resembles 19 or 17. I'm not saying he will or not, and who knows where Jalen Hurts falls in this picture. Again, I'm a little bit behind on the comments. If I missed you and you really want me to, say it, just try to repeat it. My bad. There's a lot of people coming at me. And now my computer is just like going wherever it wants. We good. They didn't respond to Doug, yet the locker room supposed to fall in line with the outsider from the Colts staff. Like, who are the Colts? Listen, I understand you're saying they didn't listen. That's what you said makes you more. You need a coach. When the message gets old, it's time to move on. When players stop respecting the guy, you don't keep that guy and try to get that guy to get the respect back. It's time to move on. You know what I mean? And listen, I know Jalen Reagor had a horrible year, and I'm not ready to call Jalen Reagor a bust, but I'm definitely not ready to call Jalen Reagor a success. Jalen Reagor got to prove it to me because he dropped some balls that he should have caught. Pause. Shout out to my brother in the building. There were a lot of better coaches options. Stop it. You a Jets fan. Take Robert Salah and scoot up out of here, my guy. Listen, at the end of the day, I understand the frustration after waiting this long. Why not wait for Eric Bieniemy? Why not try to wait for Brian Daboll? Because reports are not that Brian Daboll didn't fully 100% want to come here, but he does like his situation with Buffalo, and he just didn't have time for the interview because he's trying to beat the Chiefs. Eric Bieniemy's trying to beat the Bills. I like Daboll. Listen, if before this hire, I would have put Daboll over him. I would have put Eric Bieniemy over him. I would have put Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith that went to the Falcons, ASAP Rocky, was my guy. That's the guy I wanted, Arthur Smith. However, we couldn't get him. But once this man puts on the Eagles hat, once he does it, he is our coach. And until he shows me he's incapable of being a head coach, I'm going to rock with him. What do I got to do now? I'm going to complain? No. All I'm going to do is try to build him up until he shows me that he's not good. He shows me he's not good, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, when we hired Doug Peterson, everybody said the same thing. We didn't want him. We wanted Adam. Listen, shout out to everybody here. Before I say this, if you know it, it's just going to bring back more bad memories. But if you didn't know it, it's going to haunt you in your dreams. Before I say that, though, smash the like button. Appreciate you guys. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We talk Philly sports dang near every single day. In 2016, prior to Doug Peterson being hired, the Eagles had two guys in mind. They didn't want Doug Peterson. They wanted Adam Gase or Ben McAdoo. Adam Gase or Ben McAdoo. Adam Gase went to the Jets. Bleh. Ben McAdoo went to the Giants. Bleh. Doug Peterson, yes, he had a bad season last year, but we got some jewelry with him. Frank Wright was a part of that, but we got some jewelry when it was the Frank Wright, Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, DeFilippo with a little sprinkle of Nick Foles. So by not getting the guy that the fan base want and the coach and staff want, we succeeded. So until my guy, Nick, and I can barely say his last name, so that's why I don't really like him. I always get it in my head and I mess up. Sirianni, until he shows me he's not good, we're going to rock out. Let me get to some of your questions, my guys. We cannot miss out on the number one wide receiver for the third year in a row. Devontae Smith is our guy. We need to draft him. Philly Fan D says, we all say Wright had a huge part winning the Super Bowl, and I agree. Why not take Wright's opinion about Sirianni? This dude is Frank Wright 2.0 with an ego. Eminem says, Chris Ward, did you actually think about it? Daniel says, as long as we get Pep Hamilton to be the OC, LOL, but who do you think we'll get for a DC? Because D'Amico Ryan is the DC in the 49ers. That's true. Here's the thing. I don't know. I didn't really start thinking about it deep, but supposedly one of the things that he said at his presser, or one of the things that he said in the meeting with Howie and Lori, whoever he interviewed with, he told them, his staff, and they were impressed. DC is so important. You're 100% right, my guy. When Wright left, we looked bad. That says something. That says it. Doug tried to please the vets too much and calls bad decisions. I like coaching hire. I think Doug and Howie try to please the vets too much. Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State, is the pick. Mike, you watched the video I sent you. Shout out to you. Yes, you and my guy, Be More Careful, sent me that video about Nick Sirianni, and I appreciate it, my guy. I love it. Eagles champ said, welcome to Philadelphia, Jamar Chase. Listen, who thinks we should do a call-in or who thinks we should just keep rocking with the questions? Let me know in the chat. Y'all want to do a call-in? If we do a call-in, I can't get everybody. I can't be here extra long. Shout out to all you guys. Listen, if you're new to the channel, though, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button because we drop regular videos. We do live streams. We collab with the best of the best. The best of the best content creators. We collab. We're going to call him Siri. Shout out to my guy Eminem. Siri, will we win the Super Bowl next year? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Chris says, forget him. He's not winning nothing with the Colts. Not one of these. Yeah, they all want to call in. Mike says, Howie and Lori know how to choose a coach, but terrible at choosing players. Andy Reid, first-time head coach, success. Chip Kelly, first-time head coach, success until they gave him GM and personnel decisions. Then he said goodbye Jackson, goodbye Macklin, goodbye McCoy. And then Doug Peterson, although he's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, success. There were more than the ball and Bieniemy that were better. Who? Famous Ramos. Name all the better people. The ball. Listen, my three guys were the ball, Smith, and Bieniemy. Forget a Dennis Allen. Oh, his defense is good. Well, so yeah, because he got talent. He got talent over there. Stop it. No calling. There's a lot of first time, long times. No calling. There's a lot of first time, long times. I hear you, my guy. LB should be our first pick and then wide receiver. Listen, I do agree. Listen, I know I want the number one. I want that dominant wide receiver as well. But again, I struggle with this. This wide receiver class is deep. It's deeper than last year's wide receiver class. And the year before that. And people like DK went in the second round. Terry McLaurin went in the second round. Slayton went in like the third or fourth round. Claypool went in the second round. Justin Jefferson was a late round, first round pick. But can Howie pick the receiver in the second round successfully? Nope. That's why we might have to pull the trigger at 6. I told you what the league talk was about the Eagles. Stop it. Cut it out. Deuce is going to leave us. Calling it. Hey, Chris, I agree. I would love to keep Deuce, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If he's about his paper and he gets offered a better job, he got to do what he got to do. Kara says, famous, I never heard of you, but supposedly you're famous. Kara, that's actually my brother. Defense wins championships. That is facts. And right now, our defense is looking holy. Pause. So we got to get a defensive coordinator. We got to get some guys in here. I really wanted Smith. What can you do? Eagle Eye says, anybody else see Jalen Mills won't be returning? Most likely. The only way Jalen Mills returns is if we continue to be broke. Say Howie Roseman can't pull more restrictions. Blah-de-boo, blah, blah, blah. He can't do all that stuff. Well, then we might have to be shopping for defensive players on the bargain bin. So where are we going to get $1.99 secondary? Oh, there's Jalen Mills. Oh, there's Michael Jaquette. The Jets fan? Yes, ma'am. First round, Jamar Chase. Second round, Asante Samuels. Then go linebacker. iDrip says, do we draft a good receiver first round or do we go defense heavy and get Surtain and Parsons? That's a good question. This hire is bold, crisp, refreshing, Coors Light. How we could draft a receiver with every pick and still not get a good one. The cap for the Eagles is really messed up. Facts. But it's not as messed up as the Saints. How upset will you be if Adam Gase is your OC? Am I doing a cross-eyed thing? I would. That. No, can't have that. Can't have that. I don't like Adam Gase. Whoa. Feeling a little woozy after that. I don't like Adam Gase. Is it a deal? Is the done deal on the head coach? Yes. Nick Sirianni. Welcome to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. If you win, we love you. If you lose, they hate you. Mills just had to stop flexing after one low tackle for a loss. Exactly. I agree. Listen, don't mistake me saying Jalen Mills is coming back because I like him. I'm saying if we don't fix the cap, we might have to get bargain bin players. You can't go to the dollar store and come out with some good stuff, but that's how we might have to treat defense. My guy Daniel said Pep Hamilton for OC. I agree 100%. He was involved in the development of one Justin Herbert. Pep Hamilton for OC. Sign me up on the dotted line. Sean Brown said that the make or break deal is really about the OC and DC. Facts. It's who you surround yourself with. Genetic Freak said I could see why you wanted Deuce as head coach because players respect him. But this running back rotation was trash. Why would you want him calling plays as an OC just because he's a fan favorite? Well, that's the thing. You don't actually have to call plays as a head coach. You can get a play caller in here. Joe Judge, the special teamer who became the Giants head coach, brought in Jason Garrett to call plays. Fletcher getting restructured. He already did. Could Deuce be going to Houston after this new hire? Uh-oh. You think they cut Fletch because of the cap? You will free up? That's a rough one. He's always been willing to restructure, and I love me some Fletch. Yo, you thought I was going to say I love me some blah. Got it. Y'all thought I was going to say I love me some blah. No. Little off topic, but go Sixers. You already know. Shout out to you. J.K. Williams. We be doing every live play-by-play, so come through and hang out. Show enough 215. What's going on, my guy? I know you love the new head coach for the Jets. I liked him. He's a cool dude. Sorry he had to ruin his career by going to the Jets. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 318 people in the chat. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. We do live podcasts. We do regular podcast episodes. We do live streams. We do call-ins. I was going to turn this into a call-in, but I don't know. Pause. Shout out to my guy, Mir Slate. You already know. I don't got to pause, though, because I didn't say so. You know I love some Fletcher. Move over, Nick Foles. We got a new Saint Nick in town. I like to take. Listen, real quick, though, for those who are just getting in here, I want to say what I said in the beginning of the stream. Josh McDaniels really came to Philadelphia and spent 9 hours in Philadelphia. He went back to New England. He went home. He was at the dinner table talking to his wife. He was like, babe, I got the job. They not announcing it yet, but I got the job. This junk looks so good. Babe, we about to move to Philly. Talking to, I don't know if he has kids or not, but man, Josh McDaniels was hyped. Eagles organization was like, remember that time when we were supposed to keep Frank Wright and Josh McDaniels didn't get the coach? Josh McDaniels played the Colts and we lost Frank Wright. Let's let Josh McDaniels think he got the job. Psych. Josh McDaniels got Josh McDaniels. Shout out to him. Kahir said, how do you feel about this? That's the one question that I hate answering when people come in because I must have answered 100 times. Listen, was there other people? Yes. Should we have waited to interview possibly the Ball or Bieniemy once season's over? Yes. Am I mad about the pick? No. Do I think he can be successful? Yes. Am I I'm not super thrilled, but I think he's solid, and I'm going to rock with my guy, Nick Sirianni. Landon said, if people think Carson Wentz should start this season, I'm sorry, but you guys are not smart. Clifton said, this is Wentz hire, but remember, we must address this defense first, then get this offensive line right so we can run the ball now. If he can fix Wentz, which is why he's hired to do, then he might be here. Or my bad, I'm messing up. But shout out to you, Clifton. I agree. We need to fix Wentz if that's the route we're going. Or whoever, if Wentz starts, you got to fix him ASAP. If Hurt starts, well, you got to grow him. Shout out to my guy. Said, I love this show. Shout out to you. Appreciate the support and love. Listen, we got 298 people in the building. Make sure you smash that like button. And once again, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. We do regular episodes. And if you guys want to hear any of the Colts Wentz trade rumor videos, I dropped a video at 9:30 in the morning. When this is over, go check it out. Let me know what you think. Would you want to do what I said? I talked about it. Let me know. Let me know. I am glad Josh is not here. Shout out to you. Chris P said we need to support our quarterback first and foremost. Yeah, whoever is our quarterback, I will support. Genetic Freak said, hit the like, everybody. You already know. Caleb said, who do you want to be defensive coordinator? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I would like Pep Hamilton as OC. That's facts. And as defensive coordinator, I don't know. It's tough. The thing is this. I can't just look down the line and see who's defensive coordinators that will just leave a team and come to this team. Most times, defensive coordinators don't just leave their team to come. Like Dennis Allen was a guy who interviewed for the head coaching job. He's the Saints D coordinator. They're not going to just leave the Saints to come to the Eagles. If that's the case, I would love Dennis Allen. You know what I mean? But you got to find coordinators who, linebacker guys, secondary guys who want to come up, and or you got to find a defensive coordinator who don't have a job. You know what I mean? You can't just take guys off staff. Most of the time they'll say, why would I go to your team just to be the same thing? Josh McCown coached the GOAT alongside the best. Josh McCown coached the GOAT alongside the best head coach and won Super Bowls. Eric B just won a Super Bowl, and Joe Brady, best offense in college. Failed. Yeah, best offense in college with the number 1 overall pick, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, who's going to be top 2 receivers this year, Justin Jefferson, who broke the rookie record, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The new Nick can fix Carson because he's a quarterback whisperer. We need a quarterback to pair with Darius Slay too, because 5'9" Devontae Maddox just not cutting it. Maddox might fit better in a slot. That is facts. Maddox was drafted here to be a slot. He was drafted here to be a slot. He just had to play outside because we got nobody. Shout out to my guy. I love to get Jim Caldwell in here as OC. That is facts. And because listen, the biggest, I'm going to get to that in a second. Shout out to Abe Link. Shout out to my guy, Vic3, channel member in the book building with a 10. I repeat, $10 super chat. Mike, you mentioned more of what Deuce can't do instead of what he can do, which isn't much. The only reason Deuce is coaching is it's the Eagles. No other team, pro or college, will be signing Deuce. Well, if that's the case, he'll be here, and I'm happy to have him. I don't discredit him, but I'm happy to have him. He's a guy who gets the guys. One of the parts of having a good coaching staff is just having a player that will do everything that he can for you. He will give his body on the line for the team, for the coach, for the city. You need that. And Deuce does inspire that. But back to what my guy Abe Lincoln said. Jim Caldwell, I don't think he could be a head coach anymore because of the fact that he was a offensive coordinator for the Dolphins, I want to say, last year or the year before, and he had to step down because he had heart problems. So why would you want all the stress of a head coach when you can be the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator, work with the quarterback, do what you got to do? It's less stressful. And maybe if you let Nick Sirianni call plays, then you're really only just designing them. So you're not really putting stress to yourself being older and having problems. Shout out to you. Let's get them. Charlie said, I think bringing Sirianni here is basically instead of trading Wentz to the Colts, bring the Colts here. Shout out to you. That's a good thing. Good comparison, or not comparison, but statement. Philly Bread said, we need Jamar Chase. That's what he says, simple and plain. That's what it is what it is. Caleb Farley is the best corner in the draft. Hey, listen, y'all be prepared. I got videos dropping within in less than 2 weeks. I'm going to drop my Devontae Smith versus Jamar Chase video, breaking down some pros and cons for each. And then I'm going to come out next with the Patrick Surtain and Caleb Farley breakdown. Born Legacy, I hate that we play favoritism to Carson Wentz. I agree. Listen, one of the things that ruined Carson Wentz this year, besides the offensive line, besides coach and play calling, was his demeanor. He has to change his demeanor. I'm not saying that Jeff McClain and all them reports are true. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying they're false. I'm not saying they're true. But at the end of the day, we need him to be more accountable by himself. And that all plays with how his demeanor is, how people respect him, how he treats others. And we need him to come back around. When he was a younger player and he could listen to the coaches and people, he was a better player. So we got to get back. Best quarterback in camp should be the starting quarterback. If it's Carson, let's go Carson. If it's Hurts, let's go Hurts. I love players on this team, but I don't love nobody more than the logo because I've been a fan since 98, 99, and I went through coaches. I went through players. I cried when people left, and I laughed when people left. But at the end of the day, This team still got me through it. Win, lose, draw. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat though, and if you haven't done it already, you already know. Subscribe, like. It's we keep it moving over here. Okay, Joe Brady, coach a lot of great talent. How about Eagles draft great talent? That's true. I'm not saying it's not true. Caldwell for OC would be great. Y'all need to look up Terrence Marshall. He's good too. Hey, listen, what I want you guys to do, whenever you guys find a guy, whether it's a cornerback, a linebacker, a receiver, if you really like a guy who's a top end draft or even a sleeper in the second, third, or fourth round, just leave it in my inbox on Twitter. Remember, y'all can follow me on Twitter. Leave it in my inbox on Twitter and or just comment on the video and let me know. Because when y'all drop these guys down, I write them down in a little notebook. And when I get time, I'll do some work on them. I'll watch the best game and the worst game, and I'll maybe make a video on it. So shout out to you guys. 100%. We can get Wentz back to MVP caliber season. Shout out to you, my guy. Caleb said, I think we should try to fix Carson Wentz and have him help Hurts become a better passer and then trade Carson. When Carson makes the money he makes, you almost don't have a choice. You have to favor Carson. That's true too. Listen, I always say it's not about who makes more money, it's who's better. But that stops when you go over a certain limit. You know what I'm saying? Philly Bread 85 said, I think we can trade for a good linebacker. No need to draft a linebacker this year at all. I think you got to draft one, maybe at least later. Jim Caldwell, mine's retire from the NFL because he has too many health problems and all 32 teams can't handle those issues. I can if he's an OC for us. Can your new head coach handle a quarterback controversy? We about to see. My guy looking pretty right over there, though. Pause. Haha. Yeah, Terrence Marshall. Like I said, all you guys got to do is drop these names on my comments of videos and or right here, and we get it done. Because I want to have a lot of draft profile videos. We're going to do the top end talent, but also sleepers, second, third, fourth, fifth. We need to push this content out, and hopefully John Dorsey, who should be drafting, and Howie Roseman get a hold of it. As a Raven fan, I hope the best of luck in the future at the Philly Talk podcast. Tough puppy. Shout out to you. I greatly appreciate it, my guy. Or gal. I'm not sure. Eagle Rule says, he's talking to Nathan. Chase over Smith. Thomas says, Chase, bigger player, lasts longer. Jonah Dodson, Penn State wide receiver. Someone else told me about him. Shout out to you. I lived through the Buddy Ryan and Rich coat. Believe me, there are great times for Eagles. Hey, shout out to you. Yeah, you got to go through the bad to get to the good, I guess. Yellow said, what do you think is going to happen to Fulgham, wide receiver? Wait, Fulgham, Ward, etc. if we get Chase? Listen, no D-Jack, no Alshon. Maybe JJ gets eventually moved. So now who you're talking about? You're talking about Rager, Hightower, Ward, and Fulgham. You get Chase, that's 5. You still can keep all of them. Nico Collins, 6'4" receiver. Tough puppy said, I'm a guy. Hey, I figured that's why I said guy or gal. I don't know. I mean, tough puppy. I hear you, my guy. It's all good. As shit, I'm running a mock draft now. We can survive a trade back if Chase and Smith are gone. Waddle still be there. Trading back might work. Listen, if we're at the 6 overall pick and someone offers me to go to the 12 or 13, if we get to the 12 or 13 and I accumulate an extra second round pick, sign me up. If we want a guy, maybe it's Waddle, maybe it's Surtain, maybe it's Farley, and we think he's going to be there at 13, well, then you know what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, shout out to Genetic Freak and Carapool said, what about Quez Watkins? You're right. We'll make it happen, though. We'll make it happen, Captain. 6 receivers. How many we got right now? Quez, Hightower, Rager, Whiteside, Jackson, Alshon, Fulgham, we have 7. Now one always doesn't dress, so we have 6. We play with the 5-6 rotation. And knowing the Philadelphia Eagles, don't worry, one of them will be injured. Knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. Britta says still, Hurts will be traded at the draft for a pick. The Colts went from Jacoby to Phillip, a old Phillip, so I would think that it fits more Carson. Hey, I think Frank Wright's system fits more of a Carson Wentz style quarterback as well too. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat. I try to get to all the comments, but I also try to talk my talk as well. And it's hard when you got a bunch of people comment. But shout out to you guys. Y'all the real MVPs. Just got over 1 million views. We on the road to 8,500, then on the road to 9K. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Greatly appreciate you. Been here a year and a half, going strong. Hakeem Butler should be moved back to wide receiver. He might. Unless we really like him, because we're going to do a lot of 12-man personnel as well with Nick's Sirianni. Hey, Mike, I couldn't come for the stream of the Celtic and Sixers game. How do you feel about the outcome? Sorry, not football topic. I'm just going to say this real quick. Joel Embiid playing at an MVP type level. We still got to get people to step in with them. Got to play better perimeter defense. That's a quick little talk for that. Shout out to you, though. Famous Rainbow says Eagles need to get rid of that entire wide receiver core and reset. Stop it. Not the entire wide receiver core. You obviously didn't watch number 13, Travis Fulgham, prior to Alshon Jeffrey walking on the field and taking his snaps. Has some confident issues, but Fulgham can do some damage. Greg Ward Jr., he's not going to beat you down the field, but the dude is a legit slot receiver who gets separation. I ain't never seen it go to I ain't never seen, but for being a quarterback in college, this dude has really grown as a route runner. But yes, we need some receivers. Don't get me wrong. We got some, yeah. I know you're not talking over there with Denzel Mims, my guy. Get him out of here. Crispy said, oh, dang, I think he might be better than T. Higgins. I'm a little lost with that one. Tylan Wallace is another good prospect. Shout out to you. Nathan said, what if he turned out to be like Darren Wallet, though? Sirianni as head coach is going to help Miles Sanders get more reps. That is facts. The guy was 56% pass and 44% run, which is a lot better than Doug Peterson's 63% pass and 37% run. Big difference. We will run the ball more. And one thing that Nick Sirianni preaches as in his scheme is get the ball out of the quarterback's hands fast, which will help for sacks. And it will also help when you got Miles Sanders, who is deadly. I repeat, deadly in space. He's deadly in space. So you give it to him, let it go. Jalen Reagor's good in space. We didn't use some of these guys right. I'm not even saying these are A receivers. I'm not even saying they're B, but they're C plus strong in certain positions. Stop it with that. Stop it. Jay Hurts is the real man in Philly. He might be. We're going to have to see. Rick Rod was an undercover beast. Hey, yo, mods, we need to get this guy up out of here. I got him out of here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing. I'm done. Oh, my goodness. I can argue with my brother for days. Mini 21. Shout out to you. Mike, where you see Jalen Reagor on the bus level? Closing in. He's closing in. Listen, if this was a great draft, and right here was bust. So we got great and bust. He about, yeah, right there. He's closer to bust than he is great. But I do believe the injury problems hurt him. The fact that our offense in general was not good. The offense in general was not good, and the wide receiver position is a dependent position. Let me just say it like this. What he showed me in 2020 was nothing for me to write home about. But the whole offense looked bad. Jalen Reagor wasn't used great. He wasn't used correctly. The offense was stagnant. Carson Wentz struggled. Jalen Hurts struggled a little bit. Everybody struggled. So I can't fully judge him in that offense. But I can't say, ooh, wow, what I saw from Jalen Reagor is nice. I will say this. I'm a betting man. And if we can get the offense looking okay, I'm not even talking about Jalen Reagor. If the stuff around Jalen Reagor looks better, he could be a B plus receiver. He can have, with no D-Jack, no Alshon, and maybe losing Zach Ertz, Jalen Reagor can be a 700-yard receiver next year. 800 yards. If everything around him looks good, because wide receiver is a dependent position. I'm not going to hold my breath for Jalen, though. He's a lot better than Whiteside, though. Let me just say that. We know bad receivers. And Hollins and all these guys. Shout out to my guy Robert Dredden with the 4. I repeat, $4.99 super chat. Somewhere Dougie P is choosing to pass on the COVID vaccine. Are you surprised? Hashtag real rap. Nah. He's definitely going to pass on it. He's definitely going to pass on it. Man, 63% pass, 37% run when you have a struggling quarterback. Huh? In the Seattle Seahawks game, we ran the ball 9 times. Huh? There was a game that Miles Sanders touched the ball 6 times. Huh? Miles Sanders, one of the best running backs in receiving his rookie year, barely can catch a ball. Huh? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Shout out to my guy, Robert, though. Appreciate you with the super chat, my guy. Joe said, I want Devontae Smith. Let me just keep it short, sweet, and simple. I ain't going to bore you with all this stuff. I want Devontae Smith. But yeah, again, I don't want people to think that I'm totally out on Jalen Reagor, but yeah. I think we could use him better, and I think we need a team to be better before we just focus in on him. That's the one thing. Let me just say this to everybody in the chat before I start getting the comments. Any individual performance you saw last year, you can't take it wholeheartedly. Carson Wentz stinks last year. You got to take it with a grain of salt. Jalen Reagor stinks. Take it with a grain of salt. Dallas Goedert didn't play good. Take it with a grain of salt. Certain people on the line didn't play good. Take it with a grain of salt, because everybody as a whole, including our no longer head coach, wasn't good. So the team's performance is going to affect each and every individual as well. So let's take everything. Let's just throw 2020 away. Yeah, I'm saying let's throw 2020 away. We got to fix the cap. We got to get healthy. We need help on defense. But let's throw 2020 away. Gmo says Sirianni is a total waste of our time. You all should wait and see. Totally disappointed. Deuce Staley should go somewhere else. He is more respected. I agree. Gmo, if Deuce can get another job, I wish him the best. Gannon for DC, that's an interesting candidate right there, my guy. Interesting. Eagle Rule trying to break it down for us. Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, and then round 2, Eric Stokes, cornerback, Georgia. Round 3, Andre Cisco, safety, or Ardarius Washington, safety, and I also hope we can trade Ertz for a 3rd. Shout out to you. My guy in here, Rome One More, said Eagles Royal would pick up Jace Horn in the 2nd round. Hey, listen, shout out to all the channel members in here. Pay attention. I am going to drop a video tomorrow for just the channel members talking about setting up a live stream where just you guys come on. So it's not going to be a call-in where everybody, but it's just the channel members, and I want to get y'all take on certain things. So shout out to the channel members. If you want to check out the channel membership, it's in the description. Check it out. Feel free. No forcing nobody. Y'all just being here is good enough. Let's see what Jay Triller has to say, because it was only a matter of time. Jay Triller's like, I can't wait for Eagle content creators to go live. I'm just dying. I repeat, I'm dying to get into an Eagles content creators chat. Colts have a monster O-line. Y'all have nothing close to that. Duh. Colts have a top 5 offensive line. And you know who don't have a top 5? You know who has a bottom 5 offensive line? 2 teams. The Eagles and the Cowboys. But the thing about the Eagles' bad offensive line, we're going to get Andre Diller back. We're going to get Brandon Brooks back. We're going to get Lane Johnson back. Ta-da! Bottom 5, we're going to the top 15 at least. Devontae Smith is going number 2. He's probably gonna. I thought he's gonna go to the Dolphins. Chris says, and a new coach is going to inspire their team better than Eric B. Not. Marquette said, period. No offensive line. There are not going to be too many great players on a roster. So Tom YouTube says, so draft wide receiver and line is blah, blah, blah. Born Legacy said, Jamar Chase, best wide receiver in the draft, great footwork, route running, and physicality. He is definitely physical. Deuce need to be the OC first. Every Bird fan wanted Deuce to get a shot, but Deuce needs to be OC before that. I hear you. I'm Nick Sirianni. Said, can I have a mod? I'll trade for. Shout out to you, my guy. You come through with all the Randys. Yeah, right. Said, watch your mouth, my boy. Top 10. Yeah, right. Who's top 10? Who you talking about? Yeah, right. Ash said the Dolphins pick is going to be packaged to get Watson. Well, then the Texans might take him. Jay Hurts said, Jay Hurts may be the future, but I still believe in Wentz. Remember last season, he carried us. Shout out to you. Josh says, I think it's a great hire, but we will find out soon. That's the thing. At the end of the day, you can say, I love it. You can say, I'm skeptical. But there's no reason you can say it's bad for the simple fact it's just a whole unknown. Deuce Staley as a head coach would have been unknown. Eric Bieniemy would have been unknown. Nick Sirianni is going to be unknown. As long as you're not a head coach, it's going to be unknown. But the Eagles do have a track record. The Eagles have a track record of giving coaches their first head coaching job and being successful. Andy Reid's first job was us. Chip Kelly was us, and he was successful until he got personnel changes and started trading everybody away. And so was Doug Peterson. Yeah, right, said O-line. Yeah, listen, we get Lane, we get Brandon, we keep Kelsey, we keep Isaac, and even Andre Dillard is either whatever we do with him and Jordan Mailata, we will have a good offensive line. We just got to stay healthy. That's the main thing. If I'm the Eagles, I would draft all cornerbacks and wide receivers. I mean, cornerback, wide receiver, and O-line, nothing else. I will be in your call-in show tomorrow. Chris from Oklahoma, go Sixers and Eagles. Shout out to you, my guy. This offseason is going to be crazy. That's facts. I think Wentz is the answers, boys. We about to see. Shout out to my guy, B-Max said, Philly Mike, who do you want us to take in the 2021 draft? Woo-wee! Listen, I've been trying to hold my tongue on draft talk. I'm going to have a lot of draft talk soon. We're going to have draft live streams, draft profiles. We're going to profile receivers that should be drafted in the first round. We're going to profile receivers that should be second, third, fourth, fifth. Corners in the first round, second, third, fourth, fifth, and same with the linebackers. I will say this, B-Mac. B-Mac was on me and the Battle Birds podcast top. He was like, y'all want a wide receiver? We need defense. And then every video I posted throughout the season, he would comment on it and said, yep, that wide receiver is looking real good for her. So, B-Mac, I am very heavy on considering a corner number one. And if we think a guy like Surtain and or Farley will be there at 13 or 14, if we could trade back from 6 to 13, if we can accumulate another second round pick, so you're talking about 13 overall, 38 overall, and 47 overall, I'm doing it and trying to go defense. But shout out to Big Mac coming in here trying to let me know. Y'all better not take it. But I'm going to listen. I don't know yet. I'm still stuck. I got a lot of research to do because at the end of the day, I don't watch college football as much as other people, but I start paying attention to draft time. And when I do get people on the radar, I don't just watch the highlights. I find their best game. I find their worst game so I can see what they do good when they're hot and how they struggle when they can't get it going. Do you think we could get a first round pick for Ertz? No. We need a shutdown corner. That's facts. CMP said if we get linebackers in a corner number 2, the defense will be legit. Have to take Surtain if he's available. Jamar Chase is available. We got to pull the trigger. It's gonna be a crazy draft. I can just tell. Rev Taco says Eagles gonna pick another dang tight end. We're gonna get Kyle Pitts. I have a fear. You know the crazy thing is this: if we do let go of Zach Ertz because of the money, this guy Nick Sirianni likes to run 12-man personnel. I would be so. He said, "Pause." My bad. Ayo, pause. I forgot it. I would be so mad if because he likes to run 12-man personnel, we take Kyle Pitts at 6. I will be like, huh? All right. I slipped up. Oh, Mike, did you see Jamar Chase body Surtain? I watched college. Yeah, Surtain got beat up a little bit. You know, there's times where Surtain looks great, but there's tape out there where you see him struggle too. Josh Mo said, to be honest, I believe we need to get back to the old roots from the early 2000s and get back to the defense being our strength. I've built a defense through the draft and an offense through free agency starting in 2022. I hear you. Kyle Pitts is a stud, though. That's the thing, though. He's a stud, though. But now you got your first-round pick only on the field when we're in 12-man personnel. Or if you start him over Dallas Goedert, then you got another valuable player only on the field when we're in 12-man personnel. Instead of having a cornerback who's on the field every snap or a linebacker on the field every snap for their defense or offense. A wide receiver who's on the field every snap. You're taking a guy who only going to get on the field when we're in 12-man personnel for your first-round pick. I understand he's a stud, but you know what I'm saying? We can't go back to tight ends getting 1,000 yards and our receivers on the outside. Blah. Yale don't think we're taking a quarterback. Think we're taking a wide receiver. Mike, not you. It's a guy calling you. Oh, I didn't even see that. Pause. Extra pause. Timeout. Game over. Yeah, I mean, what else you want me to say? Cut it. And, Sheldon said Surtain is going to look bad against NFL wideouts. I hear you. Titan Kid says Surtain. I like Dallas Goedert and Richard Rodgers, said my guy Philly Bread. I hear you. Hit that like button, said that guy. Listen, shout out to everybody in chat. Let's see how many likes we got. We got 249 people in here, and we've been going for an hour and 18 minutes. Bro, I always say, I'm going to go for like 30 minutes. I'm going to go for an hour. I always say I'm only going to go for a little bit. And then this happens. I like how we fired Doug and got a lethal OC. Shout out to you. 76 is my guy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do Sixers content on here too. And we do live play-by-plays. Listen, I'm going to need everybody in the chat. If you haven't done it, do something for your boy. Hit the post notification bell. You know what I'm saying? You hit the notification bell so when I go live, you don't got to come in the last 20 minutes because I've been going for an hour and 18 minutes. We've been going for an hour and 18. People just coming in. I'm about to bounce out. And they're like, why are you leaving so soon? Turn post notifications on. Plus, we drop content early in the morning and in the afternoon. So you know you're at work, you want to listen to something good, boop, Philly might just drop the video at 9 o'clock. Boop, you work a night shift, boop, Philly might just drop the video at 10 o'clock. Turn the post notifications on, I greatly appreciate it. Let's go. Shout out to my guy, Be More Careful, a channel member. Check the link out if you're interested in channel membership. He said late to the party. Told you, turn post notifications on. I'm just kidding, my guy. Late to the party, but just heard what you said about Pitts. But that sounds like something Howie would do. Facts. Listen, Kyle Pitts is a great player. Don't get me wrong. But you're going to get a player who's going to have to come off the field when you can get players who stay on the field. Wide receivers will stay on the field. He'll probably be our number one. Cornerback, he'll stay on the field as our number 2. Linebacker, stay on the field as our number 1. You get Kyle Pitts, who's a great player. Either he or Dallas Goedert got to come off the field, and it's a waste. Shout out to you. Be more careful. I agree. I agree. Let me just check something real quick. 207 likes. Shout out to you guys. Y'all the real MVPs. Hey, be more careful. I talked heavy about what I think about Nick's, about the new head coach. You know what I mean? But the first 7 to 8 minutes of this is all about what I feel. I think he's going to do wonders for whoever's the quarterback when it comes to getting the ball out of their hands fast. He's going to keep us a balanced running attack, 56% pass, 44% run. We just got to make sure we get playmakers around him, and we'll see how he feels the rest of the staff. Is he my first guy I wanted when this all started? Not necessarily, no, to be honest, but I do think he has high potential. I think he's going to be able to work with the quarterback. I think our offense needs some improvements, but hey, we'll see. Angel said we winning this year, but we need a defensive cornerback, a defensive coordinator. I agree. We need to make sure we get somebody who knows their defense. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though, 100%. If Howie continues with the drafting, I'd rather the Eagles trade the picks for certified guys. Yes, but you got to remember this. Yeah, right. You know why the Philadelphia Eagles are broke? We're $52 million over the cap because we do too many trades. We have a free agent signing. You got to pay money. For the simple fact, if the free agent is any type of, if he's a good player, that means all 31 other teams are bidding for this guy. When a guy is a free agent and you're trying to sign him, the Cowboys might be trying to, the Packers, the Steelers, the Dolphins. So you got to pay a good amount. When you trade your pick for a guy, you take on their salary. What draft picks do is it gives you a guy that might be good, might be bad. In our case, bad because of Howie. But you have him on a cheap deal for 4 years, sometimes 5 years. That's why teams who build through the draft have money, because all their good players were hits in the draft. They're on a cheap contract. They can get guys in while they're on that contract and fluctuate and bring more new guys in and then pay these guys because they got the guys in here. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just trade all your picks for, I understand guys are certified players, but we're about to be certified broke. Shout out to my guy, Sad Grim, with the 5. I repeat, $5 super chat. He said, how ironic is it that Indy took our OC 3 seasons ago, and now we took theirs? I'm hopeful that our quarterback situation is fixed. Shout out to Sad Grim. I agree. I don't know if he's going to be the one to completely fix it, but that is one of the most important things of this offseason and preseason and whatever we got going before we have to play. Fix the quarterback. Fix the injury, guys. Fix the quarterback. Fix the injury problems and figure out what we're going to do. What is our identity? Hey, Trey Michael, you need to cut it out. We're gonna put you in timeout first. After that, you about to get up out of here. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Murder Music in the book building. He's only here to fix Carson. Philly Fanatic, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for stopping by. Hawk 215. My guy, Rome One More channel member in the building, says I like that. Chris. BB Stuff says first round Devontae, second Asante. Gabriel said he turned Tyrell Williams from no one into an underrated Pro Bowler. He turned Ebron and Doyle into Pro Bowlers. He's put up with Phillip so he can put up with Wentz. I don't know about, Ebron and Doyle. Doyle was pretty nice before he got there. Ebron was nice with the Lions, just had dropsy. Tyrell Williams, I understand. But listen, I like Nick Sirianni. He has to prove it. We can't be totally mad because he's unknown. Every quarterback who becomes every coach that becomes a head coach, every coach that was a OC, a DC, a quarterback coach, something in the staff, when he becomes a head coach, you're taking a chance. Andy Reid, we took a chance on. Success. Doug Peterson, success. So we got to wait and see. Now, if he starts playing buns, we going to talk about it. Yeah, so we can backfield like the Colts. Let's go. Eagles Rule says, would you trade Fletch and Hurts along the next years for the first, maybe a second for Watson and clear out the cap space? Well, you got to remember, Fletch is a heavy hitter when it comes to money. Hurts is not. But Watson, he's paid handsomely. Pause. We don't have a quarterback situation. We have an offensive lineman / wide receiver situation. Thomas Wood, how we did that in 2016, and look how it turned out. Alan says, I think this is a good hire. It could have been worse. We have a money situation, says my guy DeJounte Dupree. I would have rather have Bieniemy, but I'll give Nick a chance because we just don't know. That's what I want people to understand. Listen, I agree. Since we waited this long, why not wait to give Eric Bieniemy an interview? But to come in and say that Nick Sirianni is not good, he's unknown. Thomas says Howie's not picking a receiver in the first. $10 on it. Ooh-wee. This is the 7th straight coaching hire that has never coached a team before. That's what the Eagles do. The Eagles don't hire the Eagles don't hire a guy as their head coach who was a head coach before. We like to get guys who have potential to grow. Andy Reid, listen, there's a lot of young people who subscribe to me. There's some old heads and there's some people around 25, 30. However, when you look at Andy Reid right now, you see him as a 20-year veteran head coach with the Super Bowl. But who was the team that gave Andy Reid his first head coaching job? Philly. He was the quarterback coach for the Green Bay Packers. And guess what? Oh, Brett Favre is pretty good. Did Andy Reid have something to do with Brett Favre? Maybe. So let's take a quarterback coach and turn him into our head coach. And we had success. NFC championships say success. Did we get over the top? No. But if you're telling me we can get a couple NFC championships in the next 8 years, we get 3 of them, sign me up. Just hopefully we can win one of them. BB Stuff said Howie likes to get old players back. So Asante Samuel Jr. Junior's closest to Asante Samuel. Shout out to you. Be More Careful said, heard that Dorsey had a big voice on the hire. Hey, that's a good statement. That's good. Whether you like it or not, if Dorsey was big in picking this guy, then he might be big in picking in the draft. Wait a second. Also, it's scary because John Dorsey is known for getting steals in the draft. He got Kareem Hunt. He got Myles Garrett. He got Nick Chubb. He got good players in the draft for Cleveland, but he did do something very, very wrong for Cleveland. He hired Freddie Kitchen. Sad Grim said, also, we took Andy Reid, OC. Exactly. Hey, Trey Michaels, you need to chill, my guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, chill. Chill. Lawrence Owen says, Nick Sirianni coaches a lot like Frank Wright, more vocal, though. Holds players responsible and designs plays to player strengths. There we go. We got Colts Law in the building. Lawrence Owen, shout out to you. A guy from the Colts coming in here to let Philly Nation know we got a good one. Now we can focus on other positions in the staff finally. Facts. Supposedly, he told, Lori who he wants on his staff, and they were all impressed, so we'll see. The not knowing is intriguing to me, honestly. If we don't know, other teams won't. Give our new coach a chance. That is facts. Y'all will go offensive line in the first round. Book it. Philly Special says, wondering who he's going to hire for his staff, especially on the defensive side. I agree. That is very important. Philly Fanatic said exactly, because John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator and got the Ravens head coaching job. So was Joe Judge. Joe Judge was a special teams coordinator for the New England Patriots. The Patriots. And I'm not saying he's great, but he did a better job than what the Giants have been putting out on the field of pass. People keep screaming for a wide receiver only position on offense. We need to draft early for his O-line. Defense is what we really need. Listen, I agree. As much as people want the new toy out there on the outside, Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase, we have a lot of holes on the defense. So it's going to be tough. Listen, this wide receiver draft, this draft is wide receiver heavy. It's deep there. Now you guys are going to say, well, whoa. Do you trust Howie to pick a receiver in the second or third? No, I don't. I'm scared, but it is deep. Mike, you missed my chat. My bad. It's hard. There's a lot of people in here. How is Trey Michaels timed out so much? He's saying at least he's saying some extra stuff though. So like we're gonna have to get him out of here. Who do we bring in as defensive coordinator? I want a guy with experience and more attack and not the stupid BS giving wide receivers 5 yards and to take off. I agree. We need a guy. I would like your defensive coordinator to be a seasoned guy. Head coach, we got new up and coming, but I would like a seasoned guy when it comes to head coach, offensive coordinator. Some Philly fans blame it on Wentz, but at least see the facts. He got no true number one wide receiver, and Doug's play calling was sadly awful. I agree 100%. Shout out to my Gizite, Philly Notion, in the building, coming through with the super chat. The $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, my guy. Listen, we've been going for an hour and 30 minutes. And somehow we still got 215 people in the chat. I'm going to need y'all to either get about this live stream or at least remember this. My guy right here, Eagles content creator, Philly Notion. Go check him out after this. Philly Mike, the GOAT. If Nick Sirianni doesn't have immediate success, I'm scared he will be scapegoated. Howie and Jeff better not miss on this. I agree. You hire a guy who's young. You hire a guy who's new. You cannot fire him after one season. We win one game. You can't fire him after one season. I mean, one game is pretty bad, though. Yowzer. But he wins 5 games, 7 games. Remember, Doug Peterson went 7-9 his first season. Super Bowl next year. You have to let this guy get 2 or 3 years at the minimum. That's what you got to do. Shout out to my guy, Philly Notion, in the building. He said, everybody super smash that like button 100 in the GOAT. Hey, yo, Philly Notion. Honestly, though, I was going to hit you up at like around 4 o'clock because I put this to go at 4:30 while I was at work. So at 3:30, I set this up for 4:30. And I was going to hit you up and say if you wanted to come on with me, but I saw you put one up yourself. So I was like, yeah, I mean, but we got to get a stream coming very soon, my guy. Leah said Philadelphia is going to be a better team without Doug Peterson. I agree. Listen, again, I'm going to say shout out to Doug Peterson for getting us a much needed Super Bowl. Shout out to Nick Foles. Shout out to everybody who was involved. But we can't live in the past. Doug Peterson refused to go in the future. He refused. He didn't coach his coaches well. He didn't coach them well. And then when Jeff Lurie said, can you hire somebody to come in and help you? He said, no, I want to continue to promote the guys that I'm not coaching well. Press Taylor. Huh? Matt Burke. Huh? Corey Underland coming back. Stop it. So at the end of the day, his play calling, his press conferences, his cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, we had to get him out of here. I love Doug, and I might have gave him one more year with a better staff, but he refused to bring guys in here and he refused to develop what he had in here. And therefore, see ya. Eagles players may have wanted Deuce, but they also wanted their jobs. Who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl? I got the Packers and it's hard. It's very hard to bet against Tom Brady, but I got the Packers and the Chiefs, sadly. NFC going to be spicy this season. You already know. Hopefully we have fans in the stand. Listen, I can't wait to go to the link. Listen, one of the giveaways prior to the season starting might be a free ticket to the link. You don't got to sit with your boy. You know what I mean? You don't got to sit with yours truly. But I really might be doing a Eagles ticket giveaway close to the season if we can get it. Shout out to my guy Jeremiah Butler with the 4. I repeat, $4.99 super chat. He said, yeah, this past draft was wide receiver rich. And guess who we got? Spoiler alert, not the rookie Pro Bowler. Don't trust this front office anymore. You said it perfectly. I cannot agree with you more. This was a really rich draft. Second round players are balling. Third round players are balling. First round players are balling. And we got the short end of the stick. I will say this, though. He was injured. I'm talking about Reagor. Do I think he's going to be? We have to see the team be better. Quarterback, O-line, everybody. Coaching, play calling. We have to see everything around Jalen Reagor become a little bit better before we can fully judge him. But yes, he had a bleh first year. But the whole team was bleh. But shout out to you, Jeremiah. And that's the thing. I think we might have to go defense in the first round. But I'm scared that we're not going to be able to find the stud receiver second or third. However, John Dorsey is here. Jeremiah, shout out to you for the super chat, my guy. Shout out to you for the super chat. But remember, if Howie Roseman draft, like you said, it's going to be rough. But maybe we can get John Dorsey to do what we got to do. Maybe we can get John Dorsey to do what we got to do. I said, why do people hate the Eagles? Huh? You like as our DC for the Eagles? You like as who you talking about, Carlos? Diller ain't beating a dang thing. How quickly we forget about Doug did all these years and never wins until we have Doug. Hey, listen, look, Murder Music. Again, my thing was we could have possibly gave him another year with a new staff, but Doug refused to take it. I think it more was Doug also wanted to leave because of the toxicity with Howie. So it is what it is. That's why I was saying Claypool back then, Mike, but Gate City, he was good. Hey, you were big on him. You were big on Claypool. Jeremiah said that's true. And injuries. Facts. Merciless says our new head coach, former positions, OC, DB coach, and wide receiver coach. I like it. Be more careful said, dang, that boy can't stay out of the chat jail. Facts. Real quick, shout out to all 184 people in the chat. We've been going for an hour and 38 minutes. My wife probably hates me right now if she's not watching already. Listen, if you haven't checked out my Carson Wentz video this morning, go check it out. When I get up off here, click on my channel, watch the Carson Wentz possibly to Indianapolis video. Again, I made this video at 9:30 in the morning. Really, I made it last night. I just dropped it at 9:30 in the morning. But this was before we got Nick Sirianni, so take some of it to heart, but not at all. But check it out. And shout out to everybody in the chat because we hit 1 million views yesterday. I've been doing this for a year and a half. September will be my 2nd year anniversary. We got to 1 million views, and that's because of you guys. Shout out to the channel members as well, because they the real supporters to the Philly Talk podcast. for joining the channel membership. If you want to check out the channel membership, feel free. There's a link in the description. Again, I want to do a giveaway to give somebody a ticket to the link. We got more jersey giveaways coming up, but the next giveaway for the Eagles might have to go to the channel members only. We did 2 giveaways now. We gave away a Jalen Reagor jersey in the offseason. We gave away a Jalen Hurts jersey after the Saints game. Mr. Stanley won the Jalen Reagor jersey, and Daniel Belfield won the Jalen Hurts jersey. We are going to do more jersey giveaways, but I got to hook up the channel members because so far, both giveaways were won by just a regular subscriber. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate and love you guys as well. But we got to do something for the channel members as well because they've been loyal to the soil and they really rocking. Even though I know all y'all rocking, listen, if you really support the channel, turn on post notifications. But shout out to everybody congratulating me. Murder Music, Philly Bread, Philly D, Philly Notion, 1 mil, big salute. Yeah. So listen, I did my video on Carson Wentz yesterday. And as I'm editing it, I get an email from TubeBuddy. I'm like, huh? 1 million views? So I just quickly put that in the intro of my Carson Wentz thing. But yeah, it's all you guys. You guys click on the videos and watch. Just by watching means a lot. Means a lot. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Miroslav said, Mike, you know who Trey was. How he keep getting untimed out. I don't know. I block him. I don't know how he keeps getting back in here. We got another visor coach. Oh man, we can't be having the visors. Victory said, congratulations, my guy. Yeah. So I dropped that picture of the 1 million views in my Carson Wentz to Indianapolis Colts video this morning. But again, let me know in the chat, do you guys prefer me to drop videos at 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, between 9, 10, 11, or 6, 7, 8 at night? 6, 7, 8 at night or 9, 10, 11 in the morning? When do you prefer the videos? You have the best DP take? I don't know what that means. Philly Grown says, congrats, bro, on 1 mil views. Keep grinding. You already know. Yeah, right says, congrats. Enjoying the content and the energy here. Exactly. Remember, like I said, turn post notifications on so you can catch out the regular videos too, not just the live streams. But shout out to you, Waylon Assembly. Appreciate all you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. We rocked out for 1 hour and 42 minutes. Now, listen, for those that just came in, if you're like, well, we talked a lot, but you didn't really talk about Nick Sirianni. I did. Just when this is over, click on the video. Do not watch the 1 hour and 43 minutes. That's like impossible. No, I'm just kidding. But the first 7 to 8 minutes, I didn't answer no comments, and I solely talked about my take on Nick Sirianni. So it's like watching a video. You start this over, watch 7 minutes, get my take, see ya. Nah, I'm just kidding. Shout out to all yous in the chat, though. Carlos said, who will the Eagles pick for head coach? Defensive coordinator. Well, we got the head coach. We don't know who the defensive coordinator is going to be yet. I don't know what that means again either. What's up, people? Said morning. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We about to be getting up out of here. Oh, y'all telling me. So y'all like, and hit that like button. You already know. Rome said in the morning. Oh, morning. In the AM. Shout out to you guys. Yeah. Because sometimes what I do is the AM ones are hard because I work in the morning. So what I do is if I have a topic, I record the video at night. I don't put it on and I just drop it in the morning. Congrats, bro. Need to team up with Philly 500. Hey, me and Philly 500 did a stream a while ago. So far, I did 2 streams of Philly 500, but I love all the Eagles content creators. Pause. You already know. Haha. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We still got $150. Normally, when I'm closing it out and I'm just rambling, it drops down to like 90, 70, 80, 60. Y'all rocking with me. And again, you know what to do. If you're watching on the phone, you see the subscribe button. All right. You see that little bell? Flick that bell on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys. We got 236 likes. Hold up. Let's see if we can get it to 250. We need 14 more likes. 14 more likes. We got 142 people in here. I know a lot of you guys already hit it, but let's get 14 more likes and we out. Because my wife about to kill me, but let's read some comments why we try to get that 14 likes. My wife is about to kill me though. I'm like, yeah, I'm going live at 4:30. I'll be done by 5:30 at the latest. 6:15. Yeah, right. She's like, all right, so listen. At the end of the day, we still got $140 in here. Let me know. Look, we've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. I want to know how you guys feel about Nick Sirianni. So I want a yes or no. If you're undecided, you could pick, I'm leaning to a yes or no, but just give me a yes or no. Do you like the hire? A simple yes, a simple no. Yo, Mike, be safe, man. I'm out. Your content is the best. Shout out to you, my guy. Appreciate you. But yeah, before we end this, I want everybody in the chat to say yes or no. Do you like the hire? I want to get everybody's take on it that's remaining in here. And let's get that to 250. 14 more likes. 14 more likes. $248. We need 2 more. Let's see. Yes for what's up, people. Rome One More says yes. Jeremiah says undecided. That's totally respectable. Philly Grown says yes. Anyone but Josh. Sonic says yes. I'm going to turn these off so I can just read them because I can't pull them up. Sonic says yes. Yeah, Yael says yes. Jason Wall says sorta. Eagles Nat says yes. Jalen Young says yes. Yenevev says question mark. Derek says no. 2020 Vision says we got the understudy of Doug Peterson. Philly Bread said yes. Yenevev said no. Chris said yes. Philly Grown said yes. Down South Eagle said yes. 2020 Vision said no. Jason Wall said, hit the like or I break legs. I'm on the payroll. Nicholas says, nah, man, I'd rather have waited for Chiefs OC. George says no. Don't know him. Yenev says no. Sud says yes, sir. Hewitt says no. Leah says yes. So we got some mixed feelings. Listen, for everybody, hey, 2020 Vision, I know you just getting in here. Hey, do me a favor, 2020 Vision. When I end this stream, just rewatch it and tell me if you agree or disagree with the first 7 minutes of the video. Because the first 7 minutes were me not talking to none of the comments. It was me just giving my take on Nick Sirianni. So 2020 Vision, and actually everybody who said no, tell me if you agree or disagree of the first 7 minutes of this video. Not now, later, when it's over, whenever you have time, and you could put it in the comment section, yes or no. Mike, you're the hardest working man on YouTube and the greatest content creator repping the Eagles and Sixers. Shout out to you, my guy. I greatly appreciate it. Eagle has landed said, wow, congrats, bro. 1 mil. You already know, man. I appreciate you. It's guys like you who've been rocking with me since day uno. You know what I mean? Day uno. Going to be head coach for us or yes man for Howie. That's the scary part here. Hopefully he's a coach for us. I wish I knew not enough on him. That's facts. I've been here for half an hour eating pizza, but I'm 100 going back to watch it. Yeah, listen, we've been on here for an hour and 48 minutes. You know how I do. After 30 minutes, I just go wherever the chat takes me. Wherever the chat takes us, that's where we go. But I timed it. I said, listen, guys, I'm going to talk my talk on Nick Sirianni for 7 minutes, and then we got you. I just watched a video of Sirianni breaking down film in his first year with Wright. 2 out of the 4 plays were Eagle plays. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna put that in the description as well. It's him talking to somebody and he's breaking down 12-man personnel, 11-man personnel. Good stuff. Shout out to Jason Waldo, one of my guys who've been back since the day uno. Justin Adams says, love your content. Shout out to you, my guy. Derek says, I got you, bro. Keep up the good work, fam. Much love. You already know. Hey, listen, one of the best ways to support the Philly Talk podcast is to do 2 things. 1, hit the like button. Hitting the like button goes a long way for your boy. You hit the like button. You like my videos. I like you. Simple and plain. And the last way to support the Philadelphia Eagles, we got to do that. But the last way to support the Philly Talk podcast is to turn post notifications on. So you don't just, you get that ding, ding, ding. We in there. What do you think about trading Wentz and Hurts for Deshaun Watson? That's interesting. I don't know if that will be able to get done, but shout out to everybody. We got over 250 likes on the video. You my guys, you my gals, you my Philadelphia brethren and sisterin. If that's how you say it, I don't even know how to say it. Yo, Trey don't be stopping, does he? But hey, shout out to all 127. Listen, I will be dropping a video tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Turn post notifications on. Smash the like button on the way out for people just jumping in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for getting me to 1 million. Much love and much respect on 1 million views. Y'all the best in the business. Gonna give a shout out to you on Instagram. Shout out to you, my guy Watson to Philly is a pipe dream. You already know. Who is this guy? I don't know who he is. Wow, still going strong. Shout out to you. Until next time, I'm not really going strong. I'm trying to end it. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, you guys know what time it is. It's time. We out.